Have you ever heard about being stranded in the ocean in an apartment building? You'll see it soon enough. A boy named Kousuke can be seen looking at an apartment building. Kousuke used to live there during his childhood, but now the apartments are about to be demolished. Kousuke and a girl named Natsume used to be best friends when they were little and lived in those apartments, but something happened in their lives, which caused them to drift apart. Now they live in different apartments and they don't even talk to each other. Soon, their summer vacation start and Kousuke sneaks into his old apartment building with two friends, Taishi and Yuzuru. Taishi is especially excited to capture some ghosts because this old apartment has a rumor of being haunted. They reach the apartment which belonged to Kousuke's late grandfather Yasuji. There, they find Natsume sleeping peacefully in a closet. Natsume says that she's here to look for a boy named Nappo. While going to the roof of the apartment, Natsume says that she met Nappo in the apartment. However, no one knows who Nappo is. Just below, a girl who has a major crush on Kousuke called Reina sees them playing. So Reina and her best friend Shuri go up to them. Reina is a spoiled brat, so she immediately starts teasing Natsume for having an old camera. The camera belonged to Kousuke's late grandfather, and he accuses Natsume of stealing people's stuff. So Natsume gets angry. She was really close with Kousuke's grandfather too. She pushes him and takes the camera back from him. Kousuke chases her so she climbs on a high pole. However, she slips and falls. Kousuke catches her on time, but she still slips and falls. Suddenly a strange and powerful burst of rain covers them entirely, and just as suddenly the skies clear up and the apartment is floating in an ocean. Natsume manages to survive because of the water. Taishi looks underwater and says that their building is floating. They also see another building floating beside them, but it just passes them. And of course, a story like this is not complete without a loss of signals on their cell phones. They ask Natsume what could have caused this, but she replies that she does not know. Natsume goes downstairs and comes across a strange boy just sitting there. The rest of the kids try all sorts of methods, like SOS, fireworks, etc., but nothing seems to get anyone else's attention. They go downstairs, but a creepy boy starts coming down, so they run away until they reach a room with fire and candles. Natsume is sitting there. She reveals that the scary guy is actually Nappo and he used to live in this apartment some time ago. She and Nappo have known each other for some time. She opens the cabinets and reveals lots of food that they can eat. Natsume also reveals that she has been in this strange place before too. But when she slept, she always woke up in the normal world. But Kousuke is still too stubborn and says that they need to focus on escaping. They all sleep, but the next day when they wake up, they're still in the strange water world. So they start adapting to their new place, but over time, their food starts running out. Reina gets depressed and she starts blaming Natsume. One day, another building approaches their building. So Kousuke throws a zip line across. Then he zip lines across like a badass. However, the place is empty. It was an old swimming pool that was demolished a long time ago. Natsume also comes after him and they look around, but no food, so they go towards some vending machines. However, Natsume falls on glass and hurts her knee. Kousuke quickly fixes her injury. Then they work together to break the vending machines while arguing all the time. However, the machine does not break. On top of that, the building is drifting away and their friends call them back. As they're both getting sad, they suddenly spot a bag full of emergency rations. They take it and go back. Everyone is happy to have something to eat. They also discover a town on the horizon. Everyone starts adjusting to their new lives and accepts it like normal. One night Kousuke sees Nappo caressing an injury on his wrist. So the next day he confronts Nappo, asking him who he really is. Nappo says that he's been living in this apartment ever since it was built, which was a long time ago. He shows his arm and there's a jungle growing there. They get scared, but they all overcome their fears and they start getting to know him better. One night they see another building approaching them. This time it's a department store. Kousuke, Natsume and Nappo all go together. The department store was closed 6 years ago. They don't find any food there. Natsume says that she has a bad memory of this place because her parents got into an argument there. Suddenly the department store and their apartment crash into each other. So they start running back, but the water turns blue and an image of a crying girl can be seen. They ignore it and run back. Taishi also almost falls, but Reina and Shuri save him and suddenly Shuri falls. Natsume climbs the building and manages to save Shuri, but she gets hurt and falls underwater. There, a strange and dark blob tries to pull them, but Kousuke and Nappo save her. Shuri gets hurt terribly while Nappo loses a foot, and his foot seems to be made of some weird material. Reina cries for her best friend, Shuri, and she blames Natsume, even though she saved Shuri earlier. Natsume gets depressed. She and Kousuke start talking properly again. We look to the past and see that Natsume grew up in a violent family and her parents got divorced when she was young. It was Kousuke's grandpa Yasuji who accepted her, and she grew up alongside Kousuke. Grandpa Yasuji also gave her a stuffed toy, and she and Kousuke have a lot of good memories with it. Suddenly, More buildings appear in the sea. The sky also releases a strange and beautiful light for just a short moment. The next morning, Yuzuru gives them some bad news. The building is starting to flood, so they go to Nappo and ask him to reveal everything he knows. Suddenly bright blue light jumps out of Nappo and hits them. And just like that, they start seeing visions of the past. Everything that Nappo saw. Nappo says that he's a part of this building and he has seen Kousuke and Natsume grow up together with so much happiness. He's not sure, but he thinks that he's the reason they're all here in this ocean. He doesn't know how to return though. Reina starts scolding him, but Shuri wakes up on perfect timing and Reina calms down immediately. Nappo tells them to take a raft and escape this place. They should not worry about him. So the kids prepare to leave. Natsume wants Nappo to come with them because he has been a part of their lives for so long. However, Reina behaves like a typical annoying girl and is against the idea. Natsume becomes more stubborn, so Kousuke scolds her. The water starts flooding more, so the kids hurry to leave. Natsume and Kousuke spend one last tender moment in Grandpa Yasuji's room. Then they get on top of the building and onto the raft. Natsume and Kousuke tried to take Nappo with them, but Nappo pushes them into the raft saying that he'll go with the building. But Natsume cannot bear to let go of Nappo, so she swims back towards him. It's dangerous, so Kousuke swims after her, and then Yuzuru swims after them. Suddenly a huge torrent of rain blocks Natsume and Nappo from the rest of them. Yuzuru manages to save Kousuke and takes him back. While he's all depressed, strange magical lights surround them and hit them all. They all see their own parents waiting for them back home. Kousuke suddenly sees a vision of Natsume walking away towards the apartment, symbolizing that she's going to die with the building. Just then, they all see a huge Ferris wheel passing them. Meanwhile, Natsume and Nappo are sitting on the roof of the building, completely drenched in storm water. We also finally get to see why Natsume and Kousuke stopped talking. When they were going to meet Grandpa Yasuji at the hospital, Natsume got upset with him for some reason and left. Grandpa Yasuji immediately told Kousuke to go and apologize. He died a short time later, and Kousuke did not get to say goodbye because he was out looking for Natsume. Natsume starts getting guilty and depressed, saying that she'll just disappear. Suddenly they hear the others calling their name, and through the dark clouds, the huge and beautiful Ferris wheel comes through. Kousuke and the other boys quickly work together to save Natsume. Reina almost falls into the ocean, but the spirit of the Ferris wheel, who is just like Nappo, saves Reina. Natsume fights back against Kousuke, but Kousuke yells at her, saying that he missed his time with her. This apartment was their old home, but they need to let it go in order to go back to their present homes. Natsume also cries with happiness, and she agrees to go back. The Ferris wheel pulls the apartment out of the water, but the wire starts to break, so the spirit of the amusement park, along with the rest of the kids, work really hard to hold the line. However, the line is unable to hold, and the Ferris wheel starts breaking. The apartment building also starts sinking. Kousuke almost falls, so Natsume saves him. Then Natsume almost falls, so Kousuke saves her with a little help from Nappo. The three of them hold on together as the apartment goes underwater. The slimy dark things from before pull them apart, but Nappo grabs them just in time. With the power of friendship, he becomes a shining blue light and makes the dark things disappear. Nappo holds them safely while they go back to safety. They arrive at a safe place where there are no storms. The other guys also arrive there. Before leaving, Reina thanks the amusement park spirit. This was the place where Reina's father used to take her, so she had a lot of memories here. They all go back to the apartment and they ride it until they come to an island. The island is full of beautiful light. They see some people, so they decide to go there, but Nappo stops them. He says that only he can go down. They are all spirits of other demolished buildings. If the normal kids go down, they won't be able to return. Natsume is considering not going back, but Kousuke has accepted her again, so she decides to go back. Nappo hugs them and the blue lights come again. He goes down with the other spirits while the apartment starts moving away. They all wave Nappo goodbye. Then the blue lights carry the building into the skies. The kids wake up in the apartment in their own town. They wish a final goodbye to the building and leave. Soon after, the building is demolished, but Natsume and Kousuke are as close as ever, and the six of them are really close friends now. They also have proof that they did not dream everything that happened, as they have photos from the camera. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a comment and a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.